previously we said about your grip, lesson 1 was a bit on the weaker side. Now your left hand grip's not too bad. Maybe a little bit over the right hand grip, way underneath. Your left hand there's clearly visible. Yeah. Your right palm is facing pretty much back to the camera. So that club's going to come back aiming a long way left, okay? Added to that as well, when the club went back, it started off turning a little bit with the club face, and we'll compare the two. There's a square club face, there's a closed club face. The difference those two faces there, that's a bit more at the camera that way, because the club face, now the bottom groove, pointing towards that, where that ball position is there, okay, so that's a square club face. That one there, the groove will be pointing a little bit more sort of towards the back that way. So if you're aiming that way, 90 degrees there now, he's starting left. Plus with a strong grip, plus with that left wrist going back, as we said, where it goes a little bit bowed. If you look at the club face position at the top of the back, so your club face now is pointing straight up the sky, yeah? So that position there is what we call a closed club face. That's going to return back to the ball more often than not aiming left. If your path of the golf club into the ball then tries to swing out to the right, you will spin the ball way left. So a big slinging hook shot left, okay? So putting that left hand on first now more in front of you with a square club face, we just watch this now in terms of how the club can move. You see your grip and the club. I'll clear all these lines here now. So putting the golf club down there now, that's fine. Your left hand on. Now just watch as you position your right hand on. You turn it over in a second there. See the club face now twisting? Yeah. So by turning your hands in now, you've got a nice grip with the right hand, but the club face now is closed. Okay, so be careful when you're putting that right hand on, you're not squeezing the club into the fact that you turn the club face. Because if you then keep your hand there and return that back to square, your right hand now is starting to still come back to where it was. Not to that extent, but sufficiently enough. If that's 10 degrees or 5 degrees change at the bottom there, that's 30 yards out there. It's a big difference, okay? So making sure, so on that one now, after a bit of practice, we said, okay, undo the grip. And then you sort of put it back again, and now your club face is in a better position when you re-gripped it. I think it's twisted, there's a little bit of small little adjustments there. We watch it in here now, you can just see it just turning there, you see there? Yeah. Just the glinting of the sun on the club face. It's just you wanting to do that, and that's a lot of that stem from the fact when you hit the ball to the right all the time, turn the club face and not stop it going right. But now you're not slicing anymore, you're a better grip of the club, you release the club better, your badger now is compensating for the shot used to go right with a closed club face. It's just a bit of a hook left now, okay? So once you've got yourself in a better position, we're going to scroll through to the top of your back. So now here, if you look at that golf club, so that golf club now is pointing a bit more back towards the camera, the face of the golf club. Look at these two positions here now. See the two positions of the club? Yeah. So that club face now is sort of rotated down more. So rather than having your golf club in what we call a face up position, your club face now is that position, okay? So it's more down, sort of pointed towards the camera. That is closed. That would be aiming to the right. That is pretty much a sort of square position, pretty much where you got it there, okay? Now, some of the shots that you hit when you do make contact really, really well, they go a little bit left, because you hit a golf ball here now, you can see when you swing through, your arms are there. Look how much minimal movement your legs are having through the hitting area, okay? So your top half now is sort of pulling across your body, not really moving your lower half so much, so the top half's kind of overtaking. Now again, that is certainly a swing evolved from a golfer hitting the golf ball to the right when you first sort of came for lessons and so on, and now you've just told you whatever you can, please hit the golf ball left, okay? And the more left you try and swing it now, with a square club face, and if nothing of it closed, you're just going to get a ball that just goes straight left, okay? So we're going to try to get that body working better in time. I think from your point of view today, think about that hinge of the wrist. Checkpoint now is that club face more towards camera. It could come a little bit more this way, but getting that hinge of the wrist up rather than the sort of left wrist bowing. The other good practice draw you can do is sort of swing up against the wall there. You're probably going to be about a foot away from the wall, maybe to put your feet, heels against the wall, step again, and then step apart. So you're about roughly start from the wall and make some slow swings, possibly keep your head covers on to start with, so you clink the wall and damage your nice club toe, okay? So you get a nice sort of, like, oh, 7, oh yeah, well, exactly, in some ways, then bring an old 7 on, okay? Just to hit the wall, okay? But get that sensation, you're getting that club hinging the wrist up a little bit. When your hands are where they were, they can't hinge up. You get them around there, you've got that range of motion now through the grip, okay? Does that all make sense then, yeah? So, summary then, grip-wise is better in the left hand, definitely. Right hand's a long way underneath. Try to now do it with the club in front of you with a square club face, gripping it, and be careful when you put this hand on, we don't smother it, so the fact the club then twists with it, okay? Yeah. Make sure that it goes down nice and straight together. Once you're there now, the only swing for now is to hinge the wrist. I think if we can work on that wrist hinge now for this session, and then going forward, and the final session, you've got the 3, we can then look at maybe getting that weight transfer from the body moving better to then try and get the ball to go a bit straighter. Some of the shots go a little bit left because you're a bit off the back foot pulling it left, but if we overthink too much, you'll do nothing. So work on that wrist hinge. Basically, the golf swing, if you think about it, is 1 half that way, 2 halves that way. Let's work on the first half rather than trying to worry about this on the way down, because if you worry about this stuff on the way down and don't do the backswing, it makes a difference anyway. Make sense? Good man.